All right, let's turn now to one of the Quad Cities' newest nonprofits. Polycystic ovary syndrome, or PCOS, is a hormonal disorder that impacts women across the world. It's one of the most common causes of infertility. Now, a Quad City woman has started a new nonprofit to build awareness, create community, and raise money for PCOS research. The group is called Ovary Active, and we have founder Lauren Benno joining us right here on The Current. Lauren, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Let's start with PCOS. Can you tell people a little bit more about what it is and what impact it has?
Yeah, so PCOS is a whole body hormonal issue that affects reproductive issues, weight gain, excessive hair growth, anxiety. It's really a whole body hormonal disorder that affects 1 in 10 women worldwide.
1 in 10. This is something that, have you seen a lot of research on or community involvement here in the Quad Cities?
I have. I've done my own research on my own ever since I was diagnosed, and I did look into if there's any national or local organizations nearby, and there really wasn't a lot. So I figured if I was feeling this way, then others might need the support as well.
Let's talk about your journey a little bit. When were you diagnosed?
I was diagnosed in 2020. I've had PCOS my whole life. That comes with, irregular periods, weight gain, excessive hair growth, all the things that I talked about, but wasn't diagnosed until 2020. And then from there, just kind of did my own research into what I can do to sort of change my lifestyle and help me to get back on the right track.
So at what point in this journey over the last 5 years did you decide, I'm gonna make a nonprofit?
Recently. I launched it a few months ago, and like I said, really the driving force behind it is really just to raise awareness and advocacy into the group and the diagnosis itself. There's a lot of people that from the outside looking in, you would never know that they're struggling with all of these issues. So it's really just a support group for people that are going through the same things that I am and to help raise awareness to everyone else.
Well, let's talk about the name, Ovary Active. It's two words, but it's a play on the word overreactive. Where did that come from?
It is. So one of the main driving forces of PCOS is anovulatory cycles, or you don't ovulate, which makes it very hard to get pregnant. And a lot of people think that the excess of cysts on your ovaries is what causes the lack of ovulation, when really it's your ovaries working active and even harder to try and ovulate, which causes a buildup of those immature follicles. So that was kind of the play on words of ovary active. Your ovaries are kind of in overdrive, working very hard, very actively, which causes those anovulatory cycles.
Okay, that is so fascinating, because I was thinking it would have to do with like the medical field and when you go in to get tested if you aren't diagnosed right away.
Yes, no, it was really a play on words as far as one of the main driving forces of infertility being lack of ovulation. So, and also the active part of it, we're doing some different events as far as focusing on the whole body issue, so trying to be active and what does that look like, so.
Well, let's talk about that. You've already had one event. Tell me about your yoga event.
Yeah, so we had a yoga event. That was our first event, focusing on gentle movement, low impact movement for people with PCOS. We have another event coming up. We're partnering with Club Pilates to do another low body or low impact workout for people with PCOS. So trying to focus on the whole body. So there's other things to come, but right now we're focusing more on the physical aspect of things.
How does yoga and Pilates directly tie into helping people living with PCOS?
Yeah, so I think a lot of people think, oh, if I get on the treadmill and I do these, 10-mile runs or these high impact workouts, that's the best thing for my body, which obviously any sort of activity is great, but really those low impact lifting weights is a great thing. Slow, gentle movements such as Pilates and yoga are really, really good because they don't raise your cortisol levels as high. So in PCOS, a lot of times your cortisol levels are through the roof, which counteracts itself when you get on a treadmill and you run 10 miles, so.
Wow. So whether someone wants to join your next event or they just want to be part of the group, how can they do that?
Yeah, so you can go to our website. It's www.ovaryactive.org. If you want to donate, you can also text OVARY to 53555. We also have a Facebook and an Instagram that you can follow us on there, which would be very much appreciated as we're trying to get the word out in our early stages, so.
Before I let you go, Lauren, if nothing else, if someone, maybe can't join or they're just watching this today, what is the message you want them to take away from Ovary Active?
Yeah, I would say the biggest message is just how common it really is. Whether it's infertility, whether it's weight gain, whether it's excessive hair growth, a lot of people are dealing with it and it's not talked about enough. There is no cure to it. It's a very underfunded diagnosis as far as research into what causes PCOS and what you can do to help it, since it does affect every area of the body. So really just awareness, and maybe some people watching have some symptoms and have never considered that that might be something that they're going through. So that's really what I hope to get out of it.
Lauren, congratulations
Thank
on
you
the
so much.
nonprofit and the success you've already had. We're looking forward to see how it grows over the next few years.
Thank you so much for having me.
For you guys at home, I'm going to give you a second here. Pull out your phones. If you scan this QR code, it'll take you right to our online article all about Ovary Active. That'll also help you contact Lauren if you're interested in joining or checking out upcoming events. You can also find this article at WQAD.com underneath the As Seen on TV tab. Peter?